Hello everyone, myself Jyoti, a lecturer in Chemical Engineering Department in SJ Government Polytechnic, Bengaluru. In continuation of the Unit 1 in the last session, we have learned about the temperature measuring instrument, especially the bimetallic thermometers and the mercury thermometers. So these fall under the category of temperature measuring instruments in expansion thermometers. So we have learnt about the bimetallic thermometer. The bimetallic thermometer, you might have you can recall it consists of two metal strips which have got the two different coefficient of thermal expansion which have been welded together. One end is been fixed and the other end is free to move, which is in turn connected to the pointer. With an increase or decrease in the temperature, which causes the expansion of the free end of the bimetallic strip, which in turn causes the movement of the pointer onto the temperature scale. So that is the basic principle of working of bimetallic thermometer, which we have learnt in the last session of the Unit 1 of temperature measuring instruments and the process variables. And also we have learned the mercury in thermometer, which is of liquid expansion thermometer, whereas the bimetallic thermometer is of solid expansion thermometer. So the mercury also, which is of liquid expansion thermometer, so which works based on the volumetric expansion of the liquid inside the thermometer with a change in the thermometer. So it also belongs to the category of expansion thermometer. So in continuation with the last class, today this session also we will learn about the liquid filled thermometer. I am going to cover the construction, the working and the types and the advantage and disadvantage of filled system thermometers. And after understanding the filled system thermometer, we will also look into some of the MCQs connected with the filled system thermometer. So filled system thermometer. So filled system thermometer, again there are three types: liquid filled thermometer, gas filled thermometer and vapor filled thermometer. So in this session we will learn the liquid filled thermometers. So the principle of working of liquid filled thermometer are: these thermometers utilize volumetric expansion of liquids with a rise in temperature for indicating the temperature of a liquid. So as the thermometer contains liquid, so the liquid, as we know that the property of the basic property of a liquid will expand or contract with change in the temperature. So that the volumetric expansion of the liquid with a rise in temperature for the indicating the temperature of a liquid is the basic principle of liquid filled thermometer. So this is the liquid filled thermometer. You can see this is the model, how it exactly looks. So it consists of a bulb. The capillary tube is been connected to the bulb. The capillary tube is in turn connected to the Bourdon tube. So the Bourdon tube is with a linkage is being connected to the pointer, and the pointer moves on the temperature scale. Here also you can observe in connection with this construction, you can observe this is the bulb with a temperature responsive liquid inside, then the Bourdon tube, then the pointer leaves the linkage mechanism. So we will learn the construction in detail. So it consists of a bulb, capillary tube, Bourdon tube and the linkages and the temperature scale. Then the system is filled with an inert hydrocarbon liquid such as xylene, toluene, alcohol, etc., whose coefficient of expansion is 6 times that of the mercury and makes the smaller bulb possible to operate. This bulb is filled with a liquid which is usually xylene, toluene and whose coefficient and the alcohol. The expansion coefficient of these liquids is more than 6 times more than that of the mercury. And bulbs are usually made up of stainless steel, which is relatively inert and they can withstand high temperature. So the overall linkage in the sense the bulb along with the capillary tube along with the Bourdon tube is being connected to the pointer. The pointer in turn moves on to the temperature scale. So how it exactly works? So as it is being used to measure the temperature of any substance or any liquid, the thermometer bulb is installed inside the substance to be measured. So after installing inside the substance to be measured, that causes the filled liquid inside the bulb to heat or cool until its temperature matches the temperature of the measured substance. So you can observe from the diagram here, when it is being dipped into the substance whose temperature is to be measured, which causes the liquid inside the bulb either to expand or cool based on the temperature of the measuring liquid. So change in temperature causes the filling liquid is to expand or contract, and thus the Bourdon tube moves. So when the temperature change in temperature of the measuring liquid causes the liquid inside the bulb either to expand or causes the liquid to expand, thereby moving through the capillary tube, and also the Bourdon tube either coils or uncoils with the expansion of the liquid inside the bulb with a change in temperature of the measuring liquid. That causes the expansion of the Bourdon tube. Movement of the Bourdon tube will be used to drive the pointer through the linkage to indicate the temperature of a liquid. When the Bourdon with the expansion of the liquid inside the bulb, which causes the liquid to rise through the capillary tube and causes the Bourdon tube to uncoil. As the Bourdon tube is being connected with the pointer, the pointer moves on to the temperature scale in order to indicate the temperature. So before going to the advantages of this liquid filled system, so as I said, the bulb is filled with inert hydrocarbon liquids such as xylene, toluene and alcohol. So the liquid which we are using inside the bulb should have certain properties. So the properties could be they should not freeze at low temperature. They should not freeze at low temperature, which is why the water is not being suitable. Understanding? So we are using the inert liquids such as inert hydrocarbon liquids such as xylene, toluene and alcohol. Why? Because they are not having the properties of water, because the water will because of its density, it easily changes properties. So we are using the inert hydrocarbon liquids, and the liquids which we are using inside the bulb should have certain properties. The properties are they must not freeze at a very low temperature. So that is why we are not using the water here. The another property is that it should have a high boiling point, so that they do not vaporize at higher temperature. And the liquid should evenly expand with the temperature in the measuring range. So this is another property a liquid should possess. So liquid should have even expansion with the temperature, with the increase or decrease in the temperature, which help in the measuring range of the instrument. So otherwise, the uneven division of the scale on the thermometer would be necessary. Hence, the water is not suitable, since the water expands unevenly due to the density anomaly. So these are the properties of the liquid should be considered, which is being used inside the bulb of this liquid filled thermometers. So what are the advantages of using this liquid filled thermometers? It is of tough material and self-contained construction without any external power. Self-contained, you can understand that we have learnt in different types of instruments, method classification of the instrument based on their construction. Self-contained and remotely contained. Self-contained in the sense all the parts of the instruments are contained in a one assembly, whereas remotely contained is all the parts are being segregated, they are away from each other, but they are connected with each other. That is a remotely contained. So advantages of this is it is self-contained construction without any external power. So it is low initial and maintenance cost, and it is of high accuracy and sensitivity. That is why it is being used in many of the industries, so that it is because of these two characteristics, they are sufficient to meet the most industrial requirement. So we have learned what you understand by accuracy and sensitivity. So we have learned this meaning of these terms in our earlier sessions. So let me recall what is sensitivity and what is accuracy is. So sensitivity is nothing but the change in the output to the change in the input, which causes at steady state conditions of any instrument. It denotes the smallest change in the value of the measured variable to which an instrument responds. Understanding? Sensitivity is nothing but it is the smallest range in the value of the measured variable to which the instrument responds. That is sensitivity. Accuracy is nothing but is the ability of the system or the device to respond to a true value of the measured variable under reference conditions. I'll repeat, it is the ability of the system to respond to a true value of the measured variable under reference conditions. So because of these two properties, it is most suitable or it can meet the most industrial requirements. So what are the disadvantages of using this instrument? So in case of any breakage, the entire system should be replaced. So all the filled system thermometer contains a working fluid at a certain fixed pressure which cannot be changed. To increase the sensitivity and accuracy, large size bulb is used which requires the more space. So the space is again a problem. So that can be considered as a disadvantage of using this instrument. So after learning about the filled system thermometer, let me give some activity. Please do summarize the application of liquid filled thermometer in various industries. So let us look into some of the multiple choice question. Filled system thermometer is filled with dash type of liquids. Inert hydrocarbons, volatile, mercury, none of these. Recall. Solution is A, inert hydrocarbons. I've told about the properties of the liquids. So in that, with a reference to that, you can answer this question. Second one, in the liquid glass thermometer, when the bulb comes in contact with the object, the liquid inside it expands, contracts, remains same, none of the above. It's very easy, no? Recall. Are you getting the answer? The answer is expands because it is liquid filled thermometer. It works on the property of the expansion with a change in temperature. Operating range of the liquid filled thermometer is minus 180 to 700, 180 to 600, minus 180 to 550, minus 180 to 750. It is minus 180 to 550 degrees centigrade. here one thing you have to remember is you have to remember all the operating temperature range of all the thermometers. Temperature range of all the thermometers has to be remembered. It is very important. It's helpful in use of different type thermometer under different conditions in various industries. With increase in temperature, the liquid expands, and this expansion forces the burden tube to dash in a filled system thermometer. You should recall the working of by recalling the construction diagram of the liquid filled thermometer. You can answer this question, whether it coils, uncoils, or unchanged, or none of these. Answer is unchanged. Sorry, it is uncoils. The last question is, which of the following filled system thermometer has a capability to measure the lowest temperature? Mercury in glass thermometer, mercury in steel thermometer, alcohol in glass thermometer, fused metal in steel thermometer. To answer this question, you should have a thorough knowledge of the temperature range of various thermometers. Then only you can what? You can answer this question. The answer is alcohol in glass thermometer. The range of various thermometer has been given in the further sessions that you have to go through, and you have to have a thorough knowledge of those operating temperature range of thermometers. I hope you are benefited from this session about the working construction working and the advantages and disadvantages of the liquid filled thermometers. So for further information, and you can reference the study material of this particular session, which is also available. Thank you.